half a year ago, I thought it would be interesting to do a budget food challenge in Russia, literally surviving one day on $2 worth of food. Little did I know that sometime later I could use that $2 a day video as a valuable source of information about life before war. Now, in summer 2022, I want to try this budget food challenge once again to see if I still can keep my belly full for just $2 And before going grocery shopping to this enormously huge Lenta supermarket, I want to remind you how much was $2 back then half a year ago and how much it is right now. So by the time when I filmed the last video, $2 were exactly 144 Russian rubles, and as I mentioned, that was exactly enough amount of money to get a cup of Americano. Back in March 2022, when sanctions hit Russia, Russian ruble got like really cheap and $2 were equal to about 250, even 300 Russian rubles. Back in May, June 2022, like a month, 2 months ago, Russian ruble got a little bit stronger and I could get ridiculous 97 rubles for $2, which is really small amount of money in Russia. And today, in July 2022, $2 is equal exactly 121 Russian ruble, which is barely enough to get a cup of Americano. That will be actually a challenge to find this price coffee right now in St. Petersburg city. Well, let's go grocery shopping to this huge Lenta hypermarket. Here my microphone failed me, so expect a little more background noise inside this supermarket. We are going to the same supermarket as last video, Lenta, although this time it's a much bigger Lenta. That's like 10 times bigger than any supermarket in the area. So welcome to Lenta hypermarket. Lenta is actually a very huge chain of supermarkets in Russia. They exist nearly in every huge city across the country, and honestly this Lenta is super big. So we have 3 objectives for today's video. First, I remember exactly what kind of products we got last time and how much I paid for that. So today we're gonna compare the prices for exactly the same kinds of product and see if they became more expensive, if they stayed the same price or somehow became cheaper, although I don't think so. The second objective is I just want to show you this super huge supermarket. I think we can find quite interesting products here and maybe it is somehow different from your local places. And the third and our main objective is to shop for 121 Russian ruble and try to find enough food for actually survive for one day cooking 3 different good meals. Let's go shopping. So basically on this row we have a lot of sunflower seed oil and olive oil. For example, sunflower seed around 1 liter cost 170 rubles, and in front of it is something that I was buying before. This kind of meat ridiculously cheap, консервы растительно-мясные, тушенка кусковая с говядиной, which cost almost 34 Russian rubles, a huge price increase. I'm not sure if we can afford this one today. So over here we have a lot of dairy products. I think we can find the same cheese as I got half a year ago. That's butter, and the cheese must be somewhere around here. That is exactly the one that I had before. Сыробогатов сливочный. Right now it costs 37 rubles, not that much. This huge area is for baking bread, and over there you see it's their own bread that was baked at this very place. Here's some donuts, here's some other breads from local bread factories, and here is actually the bread that I was buying last time. It's exactly the same Baton Nareznoy 365 days brand, one of the cheapest brands in Russia, and this now costs 15 rubles, so it's like plus 3 ruble in price. I don't think we can reach our noodles right now, it's literally closed. Some workers doing their jobs. Let's go find the rest of products and hopefully by that time he will be done. This is the fresh food area with a lot of fruits, vegetables, and we are about to find the cheapest potato. Might be the one, it's dirty and apparently that's cheap. 38 rubles for 1 kilogram. That's actually almost the same like it was half a year ago. This is the cheapest onion I found at the store, and honestly that doesn't look attractive at all. And that cost 40 rubles for a kilo, which is like almost 2 times more expensive than before. That's a huge difference. Right next to onion there is dirty cheap carrot, very dirty, 35.4 Russian rubles a kilo. This carrot got like 30% more expensive or so. Half a year ago cost about 240, 230 7 rubles, and here is the cheapest one I can find here this day. The first product that is cheaper than before. Today it cost 190 rubles with a discount for 1 kilo. At least something is getting cheaper. Look at this huge pack of noodles. It's like 3 kilograms for 170 rubles. That's something we are not taking today. But here is the noodles that I bought before. It's 400 grams for 23 rubles. This is something that cost more expensive than it was before. Here is that tomato paste, really tiny, 70 grams for crazy 30 rubles. And you know, I say crazy 30 rubles because it was like almost 2 times more expensive than it was before. That's a lot. This is the place where you can get a lot of sweets and became fatter. And I found this cow candy. It is exactly 200 rubles for 1 kilogram, which is like 30% more expensive than before. And Snickers should be somewhere. Oh, that's over here. Tiny Snickers candy. It was 500 rubles for a kilo half a year ago. Now it's 74, but with a discount I can get it for almost the same price. So this one is just a little bit more expensive than before if you can find it with a discount. So half an hour later I found exactly same products. This is over here. Before I paid 144 rubles for this amount of food. Today this actually cost much more, like 180 rubles. And if you take the American dollars, it will be like 50% more expensive. Exactly same kind of food today. Hope this supermarket noise doesn't disturb you guys. Now let me show you around and then we go try to find some food for $2. Every single supermarket in Russia has some kind of prepared food or ready meals, and at huge stores like this, a really big variety of stuff that you can basically see here. At some smaller place, they actually have some ready meals, but it's like not that fresh as here. The frozen food section, that's the place where you can get your pelmeni or vareniki, and at huge supermarkets you can actually see the real fish. That's so cool over there. Here is the meat section. It's a typical thing for a Russian supermarket to have their own butchery, so you can see like really fresh meat over here. Although there are also options for buying some factory meat, just like this, keep it in the freezer. This kind of meat, I think that might be unique to Russia. I'm not sure if I have seen that in many other countries. There's actually meat for Russian barbecue, aka shashlik. It's extremely popular for Russian summer. The bread section is very similar to meat. Many local supermarkets have their own bakeries, just like this one. Literally every kind of bread you see here was baked at this local bakery. But also there is option to get some factory bread, just like that one. There is like a lot of cheese, a lot of sausages over there, and of course good old alcohol. Like we have a lot of foreign brands even right now. Basically every kind of alcohol you might think you might see at your local store might be found here. Although recently we have some brands applied their own sanctions to Russia, so perhaps they might disappear in the near future. Oh wait, and here are my 2 favorite sections. My tiny favorite section is the sweets, some cookies, candy, and the rest of the stuff you can find over there. And my favorite section is actually dairy products, with a huge variety of yogurts and some other very unique kinds of dairy products. Check out this. This all is actually dairy products, which is like insane. I haven't seen that a lot when I was traveling the world. Well, the last stop in our tiny tour is actually for canned food and for some groceries like rice and noodles, how do you say, grains or something like that, can be found all over here. Well, hope you enjoyed this tiny supermarket tour, and now let's go shop for $2, although I don't think we can find a lot of food for this low price nowadays. So our game plan, I don't think we can get a lot of things. We can try looking for eggs. Perhaps I can find really cheap eggs. And with eggs, I can cook a lot of stuff if I combine it with flour and water. Let's go try to find it first and see if it will work out. So here's the eggs. We have at this store, and usually I will get myself something like this, one of the best like C0 eggs. They are quite huge, and it normally costs about 90 rubles, 110 rubles, and today it's actually like out of budget, we cannot afford it. Although I found some tiny packs of eggs, literally what I told you, these 6 packs. This tiny thing costs 55 rubles, which is like half of our budget, although that might work out. Oh mate, you know, I just wanted to get that tiny pack of eggs when I found this one, a 10 pack of the cheapest eggs possible, which is even cheaper than tiny pack. So you see it's like 10 pieces for 53 Russian rubles, although that's not C0 category, that's like C2. The C2 egg, like really tiny, and if you compare it with a bigger egg, here you can see the difference. This one is the C2, this one is like C0, much tinier. That actually might be a success, getting these eggs for almost 40% of our budget, and then getting some flour. And there are actually a lot of meals in Russian cuisine that can be cooked only using eggs, flour and water. Do have a lot of kinds of flour in Russia. This one is typically something that I buy, that's for 63 rubles for 1 kilo, but today obviously that's too much, so perhaps we can find a tinier pack among all this stuff.
One eternity later.
Unfortunately, there is no small pack of these 365 days, and I found some other tiny packs, like not 1 kilogram, but where is it? There's like lentas flour for 47 rubles, 900 grams, a little bit smaller pack. There's like 500 gram pack, but it's rice flour, so it's actually more expensive. And over here is something that I might get today, is 400 gram flour for only 37 rubles. So 47 rubles plus 53 ruble eggs, it's exactly 100 rubles. If I have no money at all, I might survive actually using that eggs, flour and buying some potatoes, but what kind of life is that? Apparently this plan doesn't work out because it's literally 85% of our entire budget, so we should find something different. So right in front of our flour there is a huge row of grains, and here's what I typically get for myself, such kind of oatmeal packs or oatmeal packs. Once again, this one costs 230 rubles, 100 of rubles with a discount. It's too expensive for us today, although there's something that I may use today instead. Tiny pack of oatmeal, it's literally 45 grams, which is enough for one portion, even half a portion of oatmeal for the morning. It costs 20 rubles, 29 rubles for buckwheat porridge, and 45 rubles for, wait, again buckwheat porridge, but with mushroom. This is a little bit too much for us, but here is actually again 365 days traditional oatmeal for 7 ruble a pack. Just 2 of these actually make my breakfast, just water and oatmeal. That will be cheap, and besides that I will have a bit more than 100 rubles left for the lunch and dinner. You know guys, I was thinking, what can I afford this supermarket for this amount of money? And after looking to various products, I understood I'm able to actually survive one day for 120 rubles in Russia. I'm able to find food to eat for one day, but it will not be 3 full various meals. It will not be even very delicious. It will be just some food that will keep my belly full. It's not my target today. Let's just treat our something sweet for the effort of coming here and filming this video. So it's time to spend our $2 today. We are not getting any ingredients for food apparently, but I'm a little bit hungry right now, so let's get something to eat, like a tiny snack, and something to drink. Originally I found really cool smoothie and local stuff that was prepared, that was cooked right at this store. I really like mango strawberry shake, mango peach shake, and that kind of like really refreshing drink. Although I want to get this one terrible looking, really weird colored drink, like the ingredients that are used in this drink. Basically that's like green tea with some fresh fruit and a little bit of honey. I have no idea what it is, but spiruli. It costs 60 rubles, so we'll have 61 more ruble for having a snack. Let's get this and have a snack then. A funny story happened behind the camera. I've been basically walking and filming the stuff, and one local guy who works here asked like, hey, what are you doing? Like, are you filming here? That's interesting. What kind of video? So we had a talk. He didn't want to be filmed on camera. It's a normal thing in Russia when people don't want to be filmed on camera. I told him the story behind today's video, and he was like, it's nearly impossible to get food for like $120. You better do some fasting for one day. That's what a typical person thinks when I tell him I'm gonna get food for like $120 worth for one day. So I was coming to this place thinking that I actually can afford to find ingredients for $2 for 3 different meals to eat within one single day. Fortunately, that is not a real case right now in July's Russia, and what I got instead is something to treat myself. Let's give it a try. I'm a little bit terrified to drink it actually. Tastes weird. And here's our korovka из Karanovki. Never tried such kind of card snack before, which is a really authentic, nice taste of candy in Russia. That's how it looks. And that's how it looks from the inside. This one is very delicious. This one is very suspicious, and overall that's what you can get in Russia for $2 right now. And that is an interesting thing, because I see Russian ruble getting more expensive compared to American dollars. Right now for $1 you get less amount of rubles than before, but the prices in Russia and the affordability actually getting like so bad. Another interesting thing is that the average salaries for people, they basically didn't grow, they didn't increase, and I would say for most of people it became harder and harder to afford same kind of products that they used to have before, even talking about such little things like this tiny card snack and this suspicious bottle of green tea, literally green tea. And if you want to watch me actually buying stuff and then cooking it, check out the videos that I made half a year ago. Спасибо and пока.